Ashton Kutcher is in a tight spot. His longtime friend, Sean Diddy Combs, is facing serious charges: sex trafficking, racketeering, and more. The fallout from this trial could drag some big names into the spotlight. Ever wondered what you'd do if an old friend could throw you under the bus to save themselves? Ashton's feeling that dread right now. He's terrified Diddy might spin some false tales about him and others. But what exactly happened between them, and how deep does this go? Let's dig into it. So here's the backdrop. Sean Diddy Combs, a hip-hop mogul with decades in the industry, is awaiting trial on charges that would make anyone's head spin: sex trafficking, transporting individuals for prostitution, and racketeering. And who's caught in the potential crossfire? Ashton Kutcher, an actor known for his work in Hollywood and his dedication to combating human trafficking. Now, Ashton and Diddy weren't just casual acquaintances. They were friends for nearly 2 decades. Kutcher attended Diddy's high-profile events, like the infamous white parties, where celebrities gathered in glitzy outfits, and everything seemed glamorous on the surface. They both spoke highly of each other publicly, making their friendship look rock solid. Kutcher even laughed and dodged questions about Diddy's wild parties during a 2019 interview, teasing that some stories were just too wild to tell. But here's the twist. Everything changed when Diddy was arrested. Kutcher felt blindsided, betrayed even. Sources say he regrets the friendship, feeling like he was lied to and manipulated. You can imagine how rattling it is to look back on 2 decades and wonder if you really knew your friend. Ashton's no stranger to controversy himself. Back in 2023, he and his wife, Mila Kunis, got caught in the storm when they wrote support letters for Danny Masterson during his sexual assault trial. That backlash was so intense that Kutcher stepped down as chair of his anti-child sex abuse organization. Now, with Diddy's situation blowing up, it feels like deja vu. Only this time, the stakes might be even higher. What's got Ashton on edge? Fear. Fear that Diddy, in a desperate attempt to clear his name, could drag him and other celebrity friends into the mess. Insiders say Kutcher is terrified that Diddy could say anything, do anything, or turn on anyone to get out of jail. It's like when you realize you've been swimming in deep waters and suddenly spot sharks circling around. Diddy's inner circle is on high alert. They know he's cornered, and they fear he might make up stories involving his famous friends to lessen his sentence. Think about it. What wouldn't you do if you were facing life behind bars? For Kutcher, this isn't just about his own reputation. It's about being dragged into a scandal he never wanted to be part of. All because he once called Diddy a friend. Imagine the pressure, knowing that your name might get tossed into a high-profile trial, knowing that the world might suddenly look at you under a microscope. Kutcher's apparently ready to cooperate with authorities if approached because he has nothing to hide. But that doesn't make the anxiety any less real. He's seen how quickly things can spiral out of control. Just look at how his involvement with Danny Masterson played out. Now let's talk fallout. It's not just Kutcher who could get burned here. There's a whole list of celebrities who have been around Diddy, some of them close friends. Remember Jay-Z? Legal experts suggest he and others might be subpoenaed if Diddy's case goes to trial. Even if they weren't involved, they'd still have to answer some tough questions. And that's the kind of thing that keeps Hollywood circles up at night. The mere association with Diddy could taint reputations. Think about it. How many celebrities have bounced back after being linked to a scandal of this magnitude? Not many. And the fear doesn't just stop at gossip or losing gigs. According to some insiders, those who were at Diddy's infamous parties are especially on edge. They worry they could be accused of things they had no part in. And Kutcher? He was expecting a subpoena when Diddy's houses were raided earlier this year. Imagine waiting for that knock on the door, knowing you'll have to defend your name. Now about those wild parties, or freak-offs as they've been called. The rumor mill has been buzzing with stories of what happened at these events, with allegations of women being forced into compromising situations. Here's where things get tricky for Kutcher. Some wondered if he ever attended these notorious parties, but insiders are firm. Kutcher never went to one of those freak-offs. However, the friendship ended abruptly after Ashton and Mila saw footage of Diddy assaulting his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. That was the breaking point for Kutcher. It's like realizing you've been friends with a monster all along. It made him question everything. He didn't want to be part of that world. Not then, not ever. That's when he and Diddy went their separate ways. But just when Ashton thought he'd put it all behind him, a clip from 2019 started making the rounds online. In it, Kutcher hesitated to spill details about Diddy's parties, hinting that there were some stories he couldn't share. He called them weird, choosing to keep the specifics under wraps. It was meant to be a lighthearted moment back then, but in the current climate, it took on a whole new meaning. Now people are wondering, was there more that Ashton wasn't saying? Or was he just being playful, keeping party secrets like any good friend would? It's easy to see how the resurfaced footage only adds to his fears. He knows how public opinion can shift in a heartbeat, especially with social media amplifying every whisper. And speaking of public opinion, it's all over the place. Some people sympathize with Kutcher, seeing him as a victim of betrayal by an old friend. Others are more skeptical, pointing out that he was part of Diddy's world for years. Could he really have been that unaware of what was happening behind the scenes? The questions just keep coming. Meanwhile, legal experts warn that celebrities close to Diddy might be subpoenaed to testify. If they were involved in any of the alleged activities, they could face serious charges themselves. But even those who didn't participate, like Kutcher, could find themselves dragged into the spotlight just for knowing Diddy. It's a lose-lose situation, and it's got Hollywood buzzing with anxiety. Diddy's attorney has made it clear that his client won't take a plea deal. Diddy insists he's innocent, which means this is going to trial. And if it does, the ripple effect could shake up the celebrity world like nothing we've seen in recent years. Imagine the fallout if Diddy starts naming names. Reputations could crumble. Careers could be destroyed. And let's be real, in Hollywood, where image is everything, this kind of scandal can stick to you for life. It's why Kutcher, Jay-Z, and others are on edge. They don't want their names dragged through the mud because of Diddy's actions. Kutcher's preparing for the worst, bracing himself for the possibility of false allegations. He knows what it's like to be under public scrutiny, and he's keenly aware that his past association with Diddy could turn into a full-blown nightmare. For him and others, it's not just about defending their innocence. It's about protecting everything they've built. This story has so many layers: betrayal, fear, reputation. It's almost like a movie script itself. What do you think? Is Kutcher just an unlucky bystander, or was there more to his friendship with Diddy? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to stay updated on stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update.